The spread of industrialization worldwide has been accompanied by a large increase in waste production. It is estimated by the World Bank that municipal waste will reach 2.2 billion tons by 2025. The increase in solid waste production increases the need for landfills. With the increase in urbanization, these landfills are being placed closer to communities and are disproportionately located in areas of low socioeconomic status. Findings indicated these areas are often targeted as waste sites because permits are more easily acquired and there is generally less community resistance. Moreover, formal enforcement actions have been taken against more than 400 hazardous waste facilities for unspecified violations that were seen as a risk to human health. In spite of this, there is a growing global population that is faced with limited resources from the environment. To relieve the pressures placed on the finite resources available, it has become more important to prevent waste. Thus, the zero waste movement emerged and has spread across the globe to promote environmental consciousness and mitigate the gradual increase of waste that could ultimately kill the earth.
The New Social Movement Theory. The New Social Movement, or NSM, fits the criteria of the emergence of the zero waste movement. It is because the informal, loosely organized social networks of supporters of the movement embraced their post-materialist beliefs, which means they work on producing no trash whatsoever and essentially eliminating trash output completely. Post-materialist ideas and views, higher education and wealth were all important predictors of environmental activism, especially in the zero waste movement. So in line with the NSM, the participants, who are mostly from the middle class, work together to ensure resource recovery and protect scarce natural resources. They do this by stopping the disposal of toxic waste in incinerators, dumps, and landfills, and putting in place systems that are more socially and environmentally fair. The zero waste movement empowers ordinary people to take actions as centered on social and political issues such as climate change, overproduction, overconsumption, and activism against traditional capitalism by taking active choices in their everyday living enabled by social media. Specifically, here's our point in line with the said new social movement theory. We are aware that for decades, scientists have warned us about global warming and the consequences it will have for the Earth and our society. However, these warnings have not been taken seriously enough by politicians. Although finding a solution to decrease the total human-made carbon dioxide emission, which is commonly agreed to cause global warming, has been on the global political agenda for decades. However, to reach consensus on how we can solve this issue is complex, and there is still to be found a solution after almost 30 years on the global agenda. In addition, environmental grassroots movements have been fighting the issue in many different ways, such as ecology, veganism, and a simple society. But the newest trend of environmental movement is the zero waste movement. The zero waste movement has spread globally over social media with a few main characters or bloggers in front, who have shared how they managed to reduce their monthly and yearly production of their household's waste to landfills to fit into a mason jar. These people, independently of each other, have inspired thousands of people across the globe to live in a waste by following the 6 R's. Refuse, reduce, reuse, repair, recycle, and rot. Plastic production and waste to landfills are a major contributor to human-made carbon dioxide emission. under the Zero Waste hashtag on Instagram, and more Facebook groups concerning the zero waste lifestyle are emerging in different countries and languages. Something is clearly piquing an interest in people and starting a collective global movement driven by social media. The zero waste movement is interesting because individual citizens are making deliberate choices to change their consumption patterns and habits to contribute positively to the reduction of the overall carbon dioxide emission.
The zero waste is a unifying concept that embraces the diversity of measures, experiences, and interpretations arising in industrial, municipal, activist, community, development, and government spheres of practice. Today, in the Philippines, more than 30 local governments work toward becoming zero waste communities, and over 10 cities and provinces have already enacted some form of ban on single-use plastics. Promisingly, the National Solid Waste Commission produced a draft resolution in early 2021 to ban two forms of single-use plastic items: plastic straws and stirrers, but not plastic bags. Last 2019, thousands of people from various environmental, religious, and other civil society organizations marched around the Quezon City Elliptical Circle for the Zero Waste movement to demand that responsible government agencies protect our right to clean air and a healthy environment, as well as to express their opposition to pending Senate bills promoting waste incineration. The Zero Waste movement helps the economy by increasing demand for projects and businesses that create jobs and supporting activities that help sustainably manage waste. The UN says that movement could create 60 million new jobs, with recycling as one of the 8 key growth sectors. Formalizing this sector has a lot of potential to improve sanitation, increase recycling, and reduce poverty in emerging cities globally. In addition, the zero waste creates value for the community by keeping materials and revenue out of landfills. For every ton of garbage buried at the local landfill, paper, plastic, and metal may have been sold for recycling. Businesses all over the world are now attempting to make more environmentally conscious decisions, such as zero waste stores in Germany, Austria, Spain, Italy, the US, and the UK. And even some of the world's largest corporations are now taking steps to reduce single-use plastics, such as Starbucks, Disney, and even the European Union. By reducing waste, the zero waste movement cuts down on the number of waste and pollution, such as in the case of Australia and the US, where strong adherence to the zero waste movement enhanced zero waste habits at home and in the industry, and resulted in a higher percentage of trash collection systems and waste diversion. Furthermore, as part of a sustainability push, consumer brands and companies such as Adidas and H&M have implemented zero waste procedures who are frequently in collaboration with non-governmental organizations. Adidas, for example, has partnered with the Parley for the Oceans organization to reduce pollution. They work together to collect plastic from ocean garbage and turn it into clothing line called Sport Infinity. Through a closed-loop supply chain of athletic products, the Sports Infinity concept can recycle plastic indefinitely to create new products. Thus, the zero waste movement is a more sustainable, cyclical system that focuses on preventing waste while promoting chains of responsibility, connectedness, and inclusion across communities. And as the movement continues to grow around the world, the Zero Waste movement aims for a society with less waste and ultimately pursues environmental awareness through actions that encourage the construction of sustainable natural cycles.